white bread, brown bread, wholemeal, fancy seeded, they all spike your blood sugar about the same, and some of the healthy brown ones are worse. Let me show you why. Day 13, myth on trial, and this one comes straight from you. Under my club sandwich video, Dynamic Flyer asked a brilliant question. If I'd used wholemeal instead of white, would the spike have been lower? Because wholemeal is lower GI, lower glycemic index, and the comments absolutely lit up. So let's settle it. Here's the truth. All bread, white or brown, is mostly starch. And starch is simply glucose. Hundreds of glucose molecules chained together. Your gut snips those chains straight back into glucose. So whatever the colour of the loaf, it lands in your blood as sugar. On the numbers, white bread scores about 75 out of 100 on the glucose scale, and wholemeal about 74, practically identical. The moment wheat is ground into the powder that is flour, it digests fast. A brown label doesn't change that. Yes, wholemeal has a little bit of extra fibre, a whisker slower, but nowhere near enough to matter. And here's the sting in the tail. A lot of brown and multi-seeded loaves have added sugar or syrup or molasses to give them that wholesome colour and taste. So the healthy brown loaf can actually spike you more than plain white does. But here's the genuinely useful part, and my commenter Harriet nailed it. There's a clever trick. If you cook starchy food and then chill it, ideally for a day, and then reheat it, some of that starch changes into what's called resistant starch, which your body can't break down as easily. It's called starch retrogradation. So leftover reheated pasta or potatoes or rice, they spike you less than fresh. And as for bread, toast it straight from frozen, and have a splash of vinegar in water before a carby meal and a short walk afterwards, because both of those will really blunt your blood sugar spike. So the verdict: brown bread is kinder to your blood sugar than white. Sorry, busted. Bread is bread. And no, this isn't me telling you never to eat it. It's me telling you, know it for what it is. Treat it as a treat, not that spikes you. And if you love it, use the little tricks, and don't kid yourself that switching to brown changes anything, sadly. And while we're on it, here's what I actually ate today. Not a slice of bread in sight. Breakfast was a ground beef hash with caramelised onions, no added sugar, topped with fried eggs, plus my sauerkrauts and a little kefir with my supplements. And lunch was an Andorran entrecôte steak out in the sunshine about 3 o'clock. Real food. And look at my line. Look at my glucose line. The highest it got all day was a brief 7.7, which is about 139 in American numbers, and then it was straight back down again. That's the whole difference. Swap the bread out for real food, and the spikes just aren't there. That was myth on trial. Cagney's still on the beat. Tell me in the comments which food myth you'd like me to test next. And if you know someone who swears blind that brown bread is healthier, send them this. Subscribe if you're new, and cheerio. See you tomorrow.